Careful, that's a rental.
Welcome to Art and Stage Talk Radio, another fantastic episode. Thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited about that video and about our guest in the studio because I think it's going to get rowdy up in here. I'm not sure. We'll see. And so Art and Stage is presented by the Dance Council. Don't let me down. We have to get rowdy now. Presented by the Dance Council of North Texas. And Meyer, hello, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, let me introduce you. I know Meyer Costin. She's with the Dance Council.
I am the Vice President of Communications with the Dance Council, so I handle all the media, and also my greatest love of dance is promoting young people. Right now we're in scholarship season, so please, if you are from 13 to 21, apply for a Dance Council scholarship.
Well, we've had some scholarship recipients, and they've been fantastic on the show.
We've got a bunch of them right now that are dancing professionally, so we're very excited about that, and we're ready to give away more money this year. So please apply at thedancecouncil.org.
Okay. Well, thank you. And, we're going to talk a little bit more about the Dance Council. One of the things that I got excited about doing the show was the ability to not just expose or present more arts to a broader audience, but to bring people who may not have heard of some of the programs that we have here in North Texas and some of the various talent that we have. I think we have like 6 shows, and we've just all talented, really neat people. So I'm excited about this show every single week. And again, thank you for being here. My name is Heidi Hardy. I'm your host. We have Meyer. We have other guests in the studio. We have Mark Lanson.
Hello.
Hi.
Is this on?
We have a very exotic Chivago.
Dr.
I wanna
Dr. Shivago.
I want to throw a V in there. Chiago.
You can throw a V in there. That's fine.
Nascimento.
Yes.
Chiv-
That's it.
Nascimento. I got
That
you
was
right.
perfect. Yeah.
Awesome. And we have Brent
Trivago Nascimento.
So,
He can get you a hotel room
That sounds terrible.
with a piano.
It doesn't work at all.
When you need a hotel room with a piano,
Call
I
shit.
told you,
Call
we're getting rowdy today.
Dr. Trivago Nascimento.
Nascimentos, the fresh
Okay.
maker.
I am totally bright red. Okay, so before we get started with all the fun antics, I do want to thank our sponsor, Park Place Volvo. You want a car that's perfect for you and your family with plenty of power, outstanding safety, state-of-the-art technology, not to mention dashing good looks. In other words, you want the total package, and believe me, no car gives it to you like a Volvo, especially when you get it at Park Place. Park Place Volvo is offering the 2017 S60 Inscription from just $389 a month. It's the ultimate luxury sports sedan with incredible handling and comfort. And oh yeah, some of the most beautiful Swedish design this side of Stockholm. Super smooth to drive and super low on fuel consumption with a 4-cylinder turbocharged, supercharged engine. Plus, cool technology like smartphone controlled engine remote, advanced senses infotainment system, and a built-in Wi-Fi hotspot. Like I said, it's the total package, and nothing completes it like a trip to Park Place. It's unlike any other dealership you visited, where you'll be treated with respect and personal attention. How personal? Well, they have a one-touch sales process with, that's what happens when you read. And let's just say this. Thank you, Volvo. Thank you, Park Place, for sponsoring our show. art and stage. And everybody go out and buy a Volvo. Every time I finish this commercial, I'm impressed with all the things that Park Place offers. So, thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Everybody?
Cheers.
Yep.
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers to Park Place.
All right. And you know what
Cheers to Volvo.
I think we're going to get one of the guys to read it later in the show. It might be
Okay.
more dramatic.
Absolutely.
And so,
But thank you again. Thank you for your sponsorship. We really appreciate everything that you do for us. You know, this is a minute or two that we can talk a little bit about Dance Council and give us some, background on why Dance Council does what they do.
Well, Dance Council is about promoting dance, obviously, and we do it in different ways. We have performing opportunities. We have Dance Planet coming up in April, where we will probably have showcase about, 50 or 60 companies at Booker T. Washington. And then we have Tap Celebration, which is on Bill Bojangles' birthday, and that's May 25th. And we have Dallas Dance Fest. And right now we are doing the scholarship program. So we try to cover all areas of dance and promote dancers and dance.
Yeah, I know. And this show is really going to expand that to more, the art side, all the stage side, and of course the music side. And that's what our guys are here in the studio. We're going to have some live music. Very excited. So speaking of music and the guys in the studio are with Open Classical. And I love their tagline, music that's dressed down and not dumbed down. So I love that because I know there's a story behind it, and I prepped Mark on this. Mark, tell us what that means.
They're a bunch
We're
of
listening
gigglers, aren't
Yes.
they?
Intently.
Dress down, not dumb down. You know, you asked me about the story, and I was like, where did we get that tagline? Well, it just really, it embodies what we're all about at Open Classical, which is we don't dumb down the music in any way. I mean, we're not trying to, dumb it up either. Try to be overly smart.
We're pretty good at that.
But
part of what we do.
we just do it as it is. But we are all about playing great classical music, but doing it in a way that is very welcoming to a large community to take it in anyway and come to it at how they are. You don't have to necessarily dress up to go to our open mics that we have at Buzz Brews. We're going to be going down there. Please join us, and you don't have to have a special education to enjoy classical music. You don't have to have have to be able to speak Italian, know all of the different Italian terms,
Thank God.
symphony, concerto, and all of that stuff. You just need to basically open your ears and listen, and it's fine to ask questions, and it's fine to say that you don't know something, and it's fine to discuss, and we will not down on you if you quote unquote dumb question that everyone should. There are no dumb questions, and so we like to think that anyone can appreciate and not only just appreciate but fall in love with classical music or place in life.
And
So,
participate.
right, and participate,
Yeah.
which is important. A lot of people, they come to Classical Open Mic, which is our signature avenue, and they maybe haven't played the violin or they haven't played the several years, and they decide that they really want to pick it up and do it again. And it was something got busy with other things, went to school, had babies, who knows what it was, and then they pick it up. And then there are others that are great professionals, and it's a wonderful way to material. And they're lawyers, and they've always loved to play the flute. So
Right.
it's you can come as you are at any level, and that's basically embodied in our tagline.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it because again, I know I said this at the beginning of the show, but we want everybody to have access to the arts and to classical music, and those who maybe had their first experience or second experience wasn't for them, to be able to come back and say, you know what, this is a different take on it, and let's open our mind again and our hearts to something new. What I love about you guys, and so if you want to learn more about Open Classical, go to openclassical.org.
.org.
Correct.
That's right. ORG.
And we'll talk more about the organization maybe later in the show, so that you can help us, talk and help you grow and help the show grow together. But it's classical artistry with comedic antics is the way it was described.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we love to, mix in some comedy, especially in classical open mic, where we do actually do comedy stage shows. And we have actually one of the stars of our stage show here, which is Brent Buemi, the wonderful clarinetist that's sitting opposite here.
I have seen his work.
And yes,
amazing.
he is a man that looks wonderful in and he's got some amazing legs. He
awesome.
works out all year to be able to put on a
Just
turkey
to
suit
look good in the costume.
and
for Open
look
Classical.
good in the costumes. Several years ago, I went to him and I said, Brent, I've got this idea. I don't want you to take it the wrong section for you, but I want you to be the
And that was already the butt of jokes at a lot of the shows already, so I was at home.
No. It's not really. I mean, the thing is that a lot of our shows, it is so wonderful for me to be able to create these different situations that where I can find a way to put Brent in the craziest. Sometimes, and my girlfriend Patricia, she creates a lot of the costumes, and sometimes like this we actually came up with which was to put Brent in a replica of the swan dress, Bjork's swan dress.
And we don't have any videos of that.
I don't know if we have video. There should be pictures. But
Okay.
Yeah, if you go to our Facebook page, you'll see Brent in the swan dress.
Awesome.
And so then it was up to me to kind of create a situation where that would be natural for him to come out in the swan dress, and so
It looked natural.
Natural, yeah.
And look-
Natural might be it.
so
You look
so
very
we-
natural. as
So
a
we
swan,
set it
yeah.
up. We set it up where we had decomposing Tchaikovsky playing some Tchaikovsky works, and then he transitioned into.
Did not.
I did.
Yes, he did. He came out
Oh
on
my
toe.
gosh, that's amazing.
None of these antics are rehearsed. It's just kind of like,
That's right. Well, we don't
Rehearsed.
need to rehearse them. Rehearsing
What's
it
that?
would ruin it. He just naturally, he's just a natural comedian. So it just works out.
Goofball.
Just works out. I think we've got a video clip later that we're going to show with him in our Thanksgiving show.
yes,
In the
yes.
costume.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, it'll be.
I had a chance to look and watch that and most of your videos. It was a lot of fun. Chago, I have a question for you. I said it right. Chago.
did.
Yes. Okay, so how did you guys meet? I mean, we have like 2
we
minutes.
were sitting at the bar, and I was enjoying a beverage, and he just looked over at me. We actually met
That in
at
my
the
eyelashes.
event that was the original classical open mic. That ended after almost a year of existing.
About
Year,
9 months.
9 months or something like that. And so I had performed several times. So Mark comes up to me at one point and he says, "Hey, you're really good. You're way more handsome than I am. So I think we should get together and work." And so we just started hanging out. We became best friends instantly because we just started jamming all the time together. And then that open mic ended, and Mark was like, "Hey, we should keep this going. This is a fantastic idea." And in my extreme boredom, I said, "Of course, why not? I'm totally down." And so literally, it was
And then
that's where it was born. We just we kept it going. People started coming, and now here we are.
Yeah, no, I saw on the website that you have support and a growing audience.
Yeah.
One of the videos, I don't think we'll show it, but it was Buzzbrew, and it was an attorney who is it called flutist?
Yeah, he's a fluter.
Fluter. And it was such a great story. He said, like, I'm a full-time attorney, but I want to come and I want to play my flute. And
David, I guess that's
David Hill.
Yeah.
David Hill.
He's good.
yeah,
Yeah, he's wonderful.
absolutely. Absolutely.
He's one of the best attorney flautists that I've ever heard.
That's definitely
Definitely the best one I've ever.
attorney fluter. Yeah.
Oh,
He's darn flute.
He's like, and now in my closing argument,
Case closed.
well, we are about to see a video that you guys gave us, and we're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we're going to have some live music. So very exciting. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Heidi Hardy. You're listening and watching Art and Stage Talk Radio. We're very excited. We have the guys from Open Classical here in the studio, and they're going to treat us to a live performance. So I'm going to take it away. Tell us what it's all about.
Thanks, Heidi. Classical, we talked. There it is. There we are. We talked a lot about the sort of the fun comedy aspect, the very laid back aspect of Open Classical, but we do a lot of other things as well, and we do things that are called our artist series chamber music concerts, and was one of those. As part of that, we'll do them either at the All Good Cafe in Deep Ellum, which is a very laid back place where a lot of times you'll find Americana singer-songwriters in there, but we turn it into a classical. And sometimes at wine bars. That particular one was at Cellars in Lakewood. And that piece was also written by a friend of ours, Adam Eason, who began developing his mic on Lemon and out and just being inspired there in that environment, and he started turning out pretty good, and that was one work that our artist series. I feel like developing new music that people really want to listen to, want to flock to the concert hall to hear. Very, very important aspect. Something that is missing in the classical. So we're going to perform, Thiago and I are going to perform a piece called Travels. First movement of originally my string quartet. This is the first movement called Filled with Youth and Optimism. And all right.
Totally on purpose.
Yeah, make sure it's up a little. Yeah, that's probably good. We didn't sound check this. All right, here we go.
Woo! That was fantastic. Awesome. Awesome.
I felt like I was
awesome.
traveling.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you all. Wow. So we're going to let you guys come back because we're going to talk for a few moments, and then we'll have another video here in a moment. Our next break is about 5 minutes away. So, wow. It was gorgeous, beautiful. One of the things that we really appreciate is the different types of art that we're able to experience here. And so my question is, Mark, you wrote that.
Yes.
Wow.
I
So
did.
so is that like are you writing a lot? Is that a piece that you write? How does that come to you? Remember, guys, I'm the non-artist in the room, so I'm just amazed at how that happened.
Well, that is actually the way that I came into wanting to create Open Classical, and the reason why when I discovered that there was this classical open mic that was starting in Dallas at Buzzbrews, I immediately saw the real potential in that event. And the reason for that is because my background is I'm a violin in Europe for 5 years after graduated, ended up in Dallas. During that time, I was developing my composition and done writing actually in Spain when I was living there. And so then when I moved to Dallas, I written these pieces, started to create a body of work as a composer, and I quickly found that it was very difficult to get the music in the style that I write, the composition that I write in classical music, very difficult to get that performed. Because if you know anything about classical music, go to the symphony every once in a while, play a contemporary piece on the program, chances are you didn't like it. Right? Mm-hmm. Chances are you didn't like it. So
Dance is the same way, people that are used to classical ballet, they go and see something really weird.
yeah.
And you go,
Yeah. So and I would say probably in the classical music genres, it's even more extreme because at least with dance, it's a visual medium that has at least some sort of visual interest that can be gained by things that that don't seem to make sense on the surface. In music, it's very difficult to glean any kind of enjoyment when it seems like a cacophony that you're having to sit through a symphony. So probably a good number of the people that are viewing this or listening to this right now can sympathize with that with that plight. And there's a reason. And so this piece of music that I played for you here, you know, it was absolutely poo-pooed when it came out, and I could find absolutely no interest from professional groups, professional composition competitions, professors of composition, absolutely no interest whatsoever at the time when I wrote it. So I found that I needed to create my own things. That's really how I became an arts entrepreneur, because I was like, well, yes.
Arts entrepreneur, I like it.
Yeah, it was because it
Entrepreneur?
it was entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. It's a new word.
Yeah.
Entrepreneur. I like that.
An entrepreneur. And was out of a necessity because I had to put on my own stuff because other people wouldn't put it on. And so, you know, you think about the Voices of Change, the contemporary, you know, music organization here in Dallas. Very, very well respected organization. I knew those rights, the people that started that for many years, but you know, the stuff that they did on the concerts was you know, what I would consider the mainstream alternative avant-garde classical music. Now isn't avant-garde anymore. It's been done for 75 years. That is not working for most of the audiences. So so anyway, that's how I got into it, and I saw Classical Open Mic as a way to be able to build an audience for other for myself and for other artists that would be able to come in and, you know, play their music, whether they don't necessarily have to be a composer, but we're a composer that's great, like Adam, for example. Pieces, they're good, people like them, and then they go to concerts, what we put on. That one, for example, the song, or my music as well. And so that is part of our artist series concerts that we do, the chamber music concerts, is to basically, because we have about 50% new classical music on those concerts, and mixed in with the traditional, and they've been very, very successful. As a matter of fact, that concert, that video that you saw with Adam's piece there, we had there was a violin sonata of mine on that program. There was a piece by another Margaret Barrett, another Dallas-based composer, on that program. And we did, I think, 4 performances of that concert, and altogether music,
Fantastic. Good.
which is not easy to do. Program.
Right. So it's a great story, and we really appreciate you being here to help us spread the word, and that there's contemporary composers, there's contemporary music out there, and not necessarily the same stuff that you think you've heard. Really beautiful, beautifully done, beautifully written. So we are going to take a break, and the break is the video that you brought to us. It's actually very, very entertaining.
Well,
so I think everybody's.
Can I set it up a little
I would
bit?
love you to set it up. Absolutely.
Okay,
Let's get it set up.
So this is back to our comedy side. And this is, for Thanksgiving, we do this show that's called The True, Not Exactly True Story of Thanksgiving. And where I take operatic classical music masterpieces and change the words to them to tell the story of Thanksgiving in a crazy way. And so this is right after our good friend Brent Buemi has been playing clarinet on stage in a turkey costume and chased around with bows and arrows and muskets, and finally is shot by a bassoon, and then is put into the pot, and then the scene happens that is to the music of the Barber of Seville, Rossini.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, well, you're listening to Art and Stage Talk Radio. This is Heidi Hardy. We'll be right back.
Let's try the gravy. Stuffing looks good. Pass me the pepper. Pass me the salt. Nothing to get to celebrate. That's the one thing upon which we agree today. La 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 la. Oh, pass me the pepper. Oh, pass me the salt. And a bit of garlic. Not too much garlic. Don't overwhelm. Don't overwhelm. Oh, Servicio, Servicio, bravo. La 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 la. For Servicio, Servicio, bravo. La 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 la. Much thanks we are giving a Thanksgiving to all. Much thanks we are giving a Thanksgiving to all. La 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 la.
Potatoes, wondrous stuff.
Savory gravy to be a cup.
Sweet ham and cabbage, baked beans and bacon.
Fill it right up. La 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 la.
Cranberry dressing, butter and cornbread.
Artichoke dip, chip, scoop it up.
Cranberry dressing, butter and cornbread.
Artichoke dip, chip, scoop it up. What about dessert? Don't forget the pies.
I love a pumpkin. Make mine an apple.
Lemon meringue with whipped cream topping. What kind of man has lemon meringue with whipped cream? Oh, give me a man's sweets, that's more a man's pie. Maybe a cherry. I could go cherry. So we agree, so we agree.
Mashed potatoes, savory gravy.
Wondrous stuffing, baked beans and bacon,
Sweet ham and cabbage. Tickle my taste buds.
buttery
Welcome
cornbread.
back. This is Heidi Hardy, and you're listening and watching Art and Stage Talk Radio. We are having too much fun. That video, it's a lot of fun. If you get a chance, go to YouTube and look it up to watch the whole video. They actually eat the turkey.
Yes. Brent has to be regenerated every show.
So this show is so much fun. Thank you guys for bringing so much fun to the show. What we're going to do is talk about this piece here and get Brent's 2 cents and what it felt like to be in the hot pot, so to speak. But I want to make sure that the audience stays tuned because we're going to end the show with another live performance from
That's
you guys.
right. Brent is going to actually play something without a turkey costume on.
It's hard to play without the turkey costume.
So while we were watching the video and on break, I said, "Hey, Brent, how did they talk you into this? So tell us the story."
I don't really remember much of the first conversation. There may have been some
It's Rohypnol.
adult beverages. No. I thought it was hilarious. I really love classical music, and I will do anything for people to actually enjoy a performance. And if I have to put on a costume or wear a skirt or whatever, if that gets people in the door to like classical music, because there's a lot of people who go to our events who never would have ever dreamed of going to classical concerts like they do now, but because what we do is we make it fun and we make it sort of take the veil off what it kind of has become in 2017. And so I don't mind at all. I think I have fun doing it. I've gotten used to the tights. At first it was really weird. And now,
You do look pretty good in the tights, though, Brent. I gotta say.
thank you.
Are you buying men's tights, I hope?
I'm not sure what Patricia.
There are
women's
men's
tights the whole
tights.
time.
I had to wear a slip for the first time, and that was yeah.
Wait, have you actually worn a skirt yet?
Yeah,
the
The
dress,
tutu.
yeah.
yeah.
Oh man.
So I have to put a note here because Patricia Yakish is the real genius. I mean, I don't know how she comes up and makes these costumes, but she really every year just comes up with these amazing costumes. So Patricia, if you're listening, thank you so much. She's the mastermind behind making these things.
That's true.
She'd say likewise, man. When she'll randomly text me a picture of the most ridiculous costume, and she's like, "Brent, in a few days."
Yeah, she'll
like,
text
"Yes,
me a
Patricia,
picture, and I always
yes."
text her back, "Benevolence, Patricia."
Good to me. Well, you know what I love is Brent. I don't know how old you are, but you seem like a very young man, and so
I
that's
shaved
Today is
today.
his birthday, actually.
Oh, it is. Happy
Yeah,
birthday
today is the
to
day that he
you.
is no longer a young man.
Cross that
wow.
Well, I shaved today to kind of fool.
75 years old.
line. You
Congratulations,
look
man. You
really
made it.
good.
Yeah.
You look very, very good. Well, it goes back to classical music. I mean, I think there's some, I guess, preconceived ideas of what classical music is or could be, and to bring it to another generation in a different format has to be a lot of fun. Obviously, you guys are having
Absolutely.
way
We
too
make
much
it a lot of fun.
I have a question.
Brent is now
Absolutely.
actually at the age when Franz Schubert died.
Wow.
And
I had to look that up
and
online.
he,
I'm
It
not
just
sure.
got real in here.
Yeah, real
and he
depressing.
actually played Franz Schubert in the Halloween show as Little Mushroom.
Little mushroom.
Little mushroom.
Yeah, he was in a mushroom costume.
I'm telling you, I'm going to be on YouTube
We should just leave that story alone.
for hours and hours. So, Meyer,
Yeah,
you have a question.
I have a
know.
question. What I know you play in different venues. Where is the strangest place you've ever?
We had to do this radio show one time.
Very uncomfortable.
Where has been the strangest place
That's
we've
a
had to
good
perform?
question.
That fashion show that one time we did was pretty weird.
that was a pretty strange thing.
Because
But it was well, no, it wasn't necessarily that the place was necessarily strange. The idea, the concept that I came up with was kind of strange.
That doesn't sound strange at all.
Are you talking about the
The fact where you did the text in thing on your phone.
Yeah, there was the audience was controlling the orchestra by turning people on and off with their phones.
Oh, fun.
So I created this.
Oh, that's
app-
very cool.
I created this
Interactive.
app. Yeah, it was an interactive thing. So that was pretty strange.
But I mean, honestly, once you do a concert dressed as a mushroom and a swan, it doesn't get much weirder. Sorry.
So it kind of go like every venue for you then.
It's kind of nowhere but up after that point.
Dude, Patricia is listening. You say nowhere but up. She's looking up costumes right now to make sure you can still.
Well, we have a few minutes before we're going to take a break, get you guys set up, and then we'll hear some more awesome live music. This is the part of the show where we like to ask our guests, what's the future? I mean, obviously you're doing some great things, but tell us about what the future looks like.
Well, the
for
future
Open
is
Classical.
actually I want to create there's a new composition competition last year. That's happened. Travels that we played in Chicago and I that won the last competition back in November. Very. And so my goal actually is to do more of those things because the awesome thing about that competition, the audience chooses by being asked what do you want to hear that again? Do you want to hear that again? Which is brilliant. Time to go into that, but I want to create more opportunities like that, more opportunities for the public to weigh in on in classical music concerts, and I want to marry that with our artist series. Very innovative thing for these series. So anyway, we don't have time to go into the details on that because that would be a show. That's the future.
Well, that's exciting. Very exciting. Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for
having us.
I can't remember the last time I had so much fun. I mean, every show's fun, but this was a blast. We really, really appreciate you guys being here. The Dance Council presents this show every Tuesday. Don't miss it. It's from 6 to 7. We have some upcoming shows that are very exciting. We don't have a lot of time, Myers, but I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to make your announcements.
Well, we'd love for you to become a member of Dance Council
Oh,
and
absolutely.
take advantage of some of our opportunities, which are discounted tickets and scholarship application, performance opportunities. And we also have advertising opportunities on this show.
Yes, we do.
So, and
Be a
sponsorships
sponsor.
available.
Advertise with us.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Park
and
Place.
to do that, go to our website, and if you're interested in becoming an advertiser, then go contact Christy Nelson at advertising@thedancecouncil.org.
Thank you.
It's all available on our website.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again for being here. Thank you for listening, and we'll be right back with some live music.